Hello and welcome to Flashes of Light with Brother Barracuda. Today I'm making a video for the ladies, but also for young men, but mostly for ladies. I noticed that a lot of ladies have worse and worse self-esteem and less good ideas as they get older and older. And I think that that's because they are always dating some dude who has a destructive effect on them every time. I'm in my like mid 30s. I can tell you that a lot of women are pretty damaged. They really sad. Like they need therapy. It's fucked up. With that said, I'm gonna give you a long list of indicators that you're dating a guy who's going to cause problems, big problems. Number one is jewelry. When you see guys wearing jewelry, it usually means that they have a lower sense of self-worth. They feel the need to wear something that's more valuable than they are. Never trust guys who wear too much jewelry, or in some cases, any jewelry, depending on what it is. When they have multiple hats and multiple pairs of shoes, that's another one of those things that you gotta kind of question. It's a little feminine, and it doesn't mean that they're homosexuals, but it just means that they're less than men. Also, when it comes to clothing, look out for excessive amounts of pink clothing. Like, I can understand, like, one article, maybe a tie, or, like, one pink shirt. But if you notice that they actually buy pink clothing, question that. Also, floral patterns. Not necessarily Hawaiian shirts, but if it's excessive, then fine. But, I mean, floral patterns are another one of those red flags. Skinny jeans. That's also kind of annoying. There's really nothing else to explain about that. Lots of cologne. If they own more than a few bottles of cologne, that's a problem. In my opinion, if they own any cologne at all, you know, that's kind of another one of those indications, kind of like jewelry. They have to put something on top of themselves to hide the fact that they don't really like who they naturally are. I mean, this is the guy who's most likely to complain about who you naturally are, lowering your self-esteem. Chin strap beards. I'm not just saying that because I have a full beard. I'm saying that because the amount of time and or money it takes to make a tiny little perfect strip here and a tiny little perfect strip here, that's also feminine. Those guys aren't real men. And that's not a real beard. And beards are about being a man. There's nothing else to explain there. Non-threatening neck tattoos. Usually this real estate here, as far as tattoos go, is supposed to be for tough guys, hardcore dudes, convicts, you know, dudes who will kick your ass. This is flaming skull territory, reptilian eyeball territory, not shamrocks, not dolphins, not a letter, not, you know, other crap that I've seen these days. Also, names of women. Dudes who have names of women, it's usually more than one, or even if it isn't, these dudes are overly sentimental, and it's not as charming as it might appear. Get to know them a little bit, or look to see if they have any of these other problems. Dancers. Dancers are bitches. I'm sorry, but I mean, you find a heterosexual dude who is a dancer, he's not really such he's definitely not boyfriend material. He's not a man. No, I'm sorry. Most professional dancers are gay. That's not a problem by any chance, but it's because dancers they're like masseuses. You know, like a dude who thinks he's a massage therapist. He never went to school for it. He never read any books about it, but he really loves massaging people. Yeah, it's kind of like the dancer dudes. It's Look into it for yourself. You don't have to take my word for it. Mama's boys. Those guys are useless, totally useless. If you date a mama's boy, when shit hits the fan, he's just gonna call his mommy. And you're going to have to either take that mom's place or bring him to his mom, if that's your thing. Too much hard drugs. Dudes who get high, really high, a lot. These are people who really, really don't want to deal with situations. They're useless. I couldn't imagine being interested in one of these guys unless, of course, you also love hard drugs all the time. But even in that case, is he really a useful partner? Look into it. No dedicated friends. When you meet a dude who doesn't have any real friends that he really trusts, that really care about him, it means that he probably has no respect for brotherhood. Dudes who have no respect for brotherhood, they just can't always protect themselves, they can't always protect you, they can't always protect their lives, and it usually means that they're not totally interested in protecting anything. Again, not cool. Dudes who also can't cook. Food is a universal peace offering in almost every culture on the planet. Men who don't know how to cook even one good dish have a lot less to offer other people. It can be part of the reason why they don't have a lot of friends or why they fail in other social areas of life. No respect for animals. People are animals. So when you see somebody who, will say dumb shit like, well, they're only dogs or whatever, they don't give a shit about animals, it means that there's an awful lot of people that they also don't give a shit about. And that could, leave you kind of lonely in a lot of cases if you really, really want to dedicate yourself to this douchebag. Cheapskates. I understand life is expensive, cash is not everywhere, you just can't get it that easily, so I do understand and respect dudes that need to conserve it as much as possible. With that said, you only can cheap out so many times before it becomes clear that small amounts of money and small amounts of comfort in the future are a lot more important than the people in the present. I don't call that guy a man either. Guys who refuse to walk. That is a big deal. Experiencing the world one step at a time, at least in my opinion, is something that men do. It's all about being aware of your surroundings and all about appreciating them and kind of taking them in a little bit. Dudes who refuse to walk are weak. They find any excuse possible. Take a bus, take a cab, drive 2 blocks, whatever. These guys usually are a lot of problems. You're going to be literally carrying them through life in certain cases. And of course, the last one is shameless displays of jealousy. Jealousy is an evil, disgusting, underdeveloped, ignorant emotion that any wise person tries to hide. I mean, we all feel it at least a little bit once in a while, and the best of us, and even most of us, will try to, make it less obvious. But when you see somebody who is totally shameless in displaying their jealousy toward other people, this person is underdeveloped on levels that are a little, you can't explain them in a 10-minute YouTube video, but it's always a major red flag. When you see any of these traits in people, stay away from them, or at least keep them at a productive distance. It means don't count on them. Don't let them in. They are useless, and they're only going to cause you more problems and make your future less accessible to people that are better. With that said, I gotta go. This YouTube stuff takes more time than it seems. We'll talk later.